Recording in progress.
Good morning, all of you. Very good morning. Now we will start our session. Okay. In the last session, I discussed only some interview-based questions related. So far, whatever the topics we completed, just revisions related I discussed and I uploaded one material also in the portal. Today I will upload one more material. So here comments related some questions and identifiers related questions, variables related, keywords related there. So here logical questions not given, task-based questions not given, only theoretical questions only added. Logical questions after completing the loops related, some data types related, then I will share. Again, these are all topics related, logical questions there, task-based questions. So one more time, I will add those all things. Okay, na? So remember that. These all questions added, more questions you will get it. So once the basic concepts all completing. Now, so today we will discuss another topic. See here, so far we discussed these points. So what is Python, Python futures, advantages of Python, versions of Python, history, and why the name kept as Python, like basic points we completed. And comments, indentation, identifiers, keywords, variables, operators related. Again, here a lot of operators related we discussed. In the last session, ternary operator related, I explained ternary operator related. Okay, just I'll give you the one more program for this one. So, and we'll continue the rest of the code today. So here, IDLE, open that IDLE software. Python IDLE you can open, ternary operator related. We can discuss. See here, ternary operator related for conditional branching purpose, we are using ternary operator. So here result equal to, or else simply x equal to 10 is there. X equal to 10 value is there. So I'm going to check another value. Y equal to 20 is there. So x and y value is there. If x if x greater than y, if x greater than y, in this result variable x I will assign, x value I will assign. Otherwise, in the result variable y value I will assign. So now after executing this if and else related, then we can print the result. So 20 value printing. Which one is the big one? So y value is the big one. X greater than y means the 10 greater than y, not true, not true. If not true, then jumping to the else block and y value is assigning to the result variable. So this one using the ternary operator, single line we can do it. Single line we can do it. Okay, this concept using the ternary concept, single line we can do it. So here result equal to x value I'm trying to assign if x greater than y. X greater than y, if it is the true, then assign the x value to result variable. Otherwise, else y value assign. This is called ternary symbol, ternary concept. So if x is greater than y, then assign the x value to result variable, else y value assigned to the result variable. Otherwise, y value assigned. Okay, now print result, then you're getting 20. Okay, this is the concept of the ternary related. So task based, whenever we are discussing, there we can use this one number of times. Okay, no? Yes, remember that. So after that, walrus operator also is there. These all things some high level, not required. These things first focus on, and later when required, I will discuss those things. And now fundamental data types and collection data types. What is the differences between the fundamental data types and collection data types asking? Okay, fundamental data types and collection data types. So first of all, you can take it any organization. You can take any organization like a one bank organization. Bank is one organization. A school is one organization. Okay, one city, for example, one thing. So everything in Java, in Python, everything in Python we are considering like a object. Everything in Python we are considering like a object. Every object having its properties. Okay, some data properties there, some operations properties there. So for example, if I'm considering like one bank organization, so this is a bank. Bank organization is there. Organization. So this bank organization contains bank employees and customers. Bank employees and customers there. So for example, one is customers there. Customers and employees there. Okay, consider only customers right now. So customers related, customers information is there. Customer information, simply customer data. Simply customer customer data part is there. And next customer operations part is there. Operations part is there. So one is the customer data part, one is the customer operations part. Okay. So any organization, if we are taking, so every organization contains the data part and operations part. Data part of the organizations, operations part of the organizations, like two parts there. For example, if we are taking customers related data, it means what is customer ID. Every bank contains a lot of bank customers. So for every customer, one ID is their bank ID, account ID, like something. So account ID is what, customer name is what, customer address is what, like a lot of information, the customer balance is what, like we are maintaining. These all are data part of the customer related. And customer operations, what customer can do, customer can deposit the money, customer can withdraw the money, customer can check the balance inquiry, like a lot of operations he can do it. He can do it. Understanding? So data part of the customer or else organization, simply data part of the organization representing purpose, any programming language providing data types and variables concept. Are you understanding what I'm telling? So data part of the organization representing purpose. So every language providing data part and operations part. Sorry. For data representing purpose, data types providing data types plus variables, variables, variables concept providing. So data part of the organization representing purpose, every programming language providing data types concept and variables concept. But one language related data types and variables may be different with another language related. But every language contains data types and variables. But language to language, data types and variables are changing. In our Python, what are the data types there? How to creating variables and using these data types and variables, how we are managing the data of the organization. This is we required to learn it. All of you clear? And next, every organization contains the operations part. I said, for example, a customer can deposit money, can withdraw money, can check the balance inquiry, like that. So operations part of the organization representing purpose, every language providing functions or else methods concept. Every language providing the functions concept or else methods concept or else both functions and methods concept. Okay. So for example, C language having only functions concept, Java language having only methods concept, Python language having both functions and methods. In our Python, we have both functions and methods. How to use functions, how to use methods, coming days you people will get it. I will explain. Clear? So simply operations part of the organization representing purpose, every programming language providing maybe functions or maybe methods or maybe both functions and methods. Language to language, these functions syntax way of creating logics may be changing. Coding syntaxes may be changing, but definitely providing every language either functions or methods or both. Okay, so in our Python, what are available? Both are available, functions and methods. How to creating function? What is the purpose of the function? How to creating methods? These all things we will discuss it. Are you clear? So this is the basic fundamental. First of all, why required learning these variables, the data types, these all things. So at the time of creating variable, we need to be follow the identifier rules, and we need to know about the keywords. Why means as a variable name, if I'm using keyword getting error. So that's why so far all the basic things we discussed, concept based. For developing the logics related basic fundamentals we discussed, indentation. So without following the indentation, every line starting onwards required, that is called indentation. If I'm not following the indented statements, then getting the error. And sometimes some lines I want to be put into the comments. How to providing the comments, single line comment, multi-line comments, purpose of the comments, like this all we discussed. Sometimes I want to do the operations 10 plus 20 like that. So in that situations, operators, arithmetic operators knowledge I required. Sometimes I want to check the comparison. For example, in this bank, customer wants to withdraw the money in their account. Customer in customer account 5,000 amount there, but customer are trying to withdraw 10,000. Is it possible? No. Checking condition, customer amount and withdraw amount. So what is there? Customer amount in account, what is there and what he is trying to withdraw? Both are comparing, and so withdraw amount. Withdraw amount if more than available balance inquiry, available balance if there, then sorry, insufficient funds like we are displaying. Otherwise, withdrawing the money and remaining balance also like we are displaying. This is called bank application. So these all things properly we need to be handled as a programmer. Got it? So now today we will discuss about the data types. Already variable means what? Variable syntax is what all we discussed. Now data types related also. What are the data types there? That is we will discuss in the today's session. So later coming days, operations part representing purpose, functions, methods, and these all things later days we will discuss it. Everyone is understanding why we are going to learn the data types means? So our organization related, organization means it can be anything, any object. So organizations related data part representing purpose, we required data types. Okay. So these data types, we are dividing like a two types, fundamental data types and collection data types. So what are the fundamental data types? Why calling fundamental data types? What are the collection data types? Why calling collection data types? So this is now we need to be understanding. Okay. So today these all points we need to be get it, guys. Now check it here. Fundamental data types. First of all, in Python, what are the data types there? So and why calling fundamental data types? Like this all you need to have the some idea. Basic question, number of times asking differences. And today I will upload the material also for this. So go through that, easily will understand. So in programming data types classify the different types of data, and that can be used in a program. In our Python programming, what are the data we are using, what are the data types we are using, these all things are classifying like a two types. Okay, so using these data types we can performing the operations, and using these data types we can store the data in a memory. Using these data types we can store the data in a memory simply. So by using the variables, we are assigning some data type related value and we can store it. Check it here. So for example, a equal to 10. So this is the integer type, something name equal to Rohit. So this is a string type, in between the quotations, anything if it is available, that is a string, remember. In between the quotations, anything can be available, that is a string. Anything means, for example, even though number giving also, that is a string only. So remember between the quotations. Okay. Okay. So this is an integer data type. This is a string data type, like several data types there. So we will discuss about those things. So all these Python related data types are categorized into two types. One is a fundamental data types. Another one is collection data types. Fundamental data types means what? Fundamental data types. Fundamental data types represent the single value in a memory allocation. Fundamental data types representing the single value in a memory allocation. Okay, they are basic building blocks and they include primitive data types such as integers, floating numbers, characters, Boolean values, like that. Okay, so simply by using one variable in one memory allocation, if we are able to store a single value, that is called a fundamental data type. Are you clear? So right now here, how many values I'm storing? So after executing this, one memory is creating, this memory is referencing by a variable. This memory is referencing by a variable. In this memory, 10 value storing. So using this, only one value, one type of value, integer type value, single value storing in the memory. So this is comes under fundamental. Now, after executing this, so one memory is creating, and this is now referencing to one variable is called name. So inside this, so characters Rohit, Rohit like storing. So remember one point, from the starting quotation to ending quotation, inside this thing, if anything is there, okay, this entire one is like a single value only considering. Entire one is like a single value considering. Now using this name variable in this memory, single value only we stored. So this is called fundamental. Okay. And the next you can see guys here, b equal to 20.50. This is a floating value. Floating value. So this one is representing by b difference, and inside this 20.50 is storing float related. Okay. So in Java, we have into, long, float, double, like several data types there for numbers related. But in Python, we have integer related, we have floating related only. Integer related int we are calling, integer related int we are calling, floating related float we are calling. Okay. So float we are calling, just two data types, into, float for numbers related right now. And booleans related, booleans means true false related, we are calling boolean values. So true is there, and then false there, capital T capital F, remember. Okay, don't use a small t small f. True false values we are calling boolean values. So remember, whenever we want to store a true value in database or a false value in a database, a true is nothing but a 1, a false is nothing but a 0. Remember, this is a very, very important point. True is nothing but a 1 and false is nothing but a 0. So in database, 1, 0 storing, not true and false storing. Okay, so true is 1, false is 0, nothing but numbers only. Okay, using booleans also, numbers only we are getting. 1, 0 is nothing but number. Integer is a number, float is a number. This boolean values also considering like a numbers. And another one is complex data types there. Complex we are calling. So complex data types means, for example, 2 plus 3j. In our childhood mathematics, we are writing like this, 2 plus 3j. So real part data, imaginary part data together is there. That is called complex numbers. So based on the j value, this expression changing, this result changing. Based on the j value, for example, j value is a 3. 3 into 3. So 3j means that is like a int, 3 into 3. So 2 plus 3 into 3, 9. Okay. So then 11 result we are getting. 11 result we are getting. So first high priority gives to the int and least priority gives to the plus. Remember that. Some people doing like this, 2 plus 3, 5. 2 plus 3, 5. 5 into 3, 15 like getting. So no, first precedency important, priority of the operators important. So into getting first priority and then plus getting least priority. Okay. If it is j value is a 2, 3 into 2, 6, 6 plus 2, 8. So finally, we are getting a number type only. Finally, result we are getting a number type based on the j value. Okay, based on the j value. So here, this is we are calling complex numbers. Complex numbers. So nothing but numbers only, but very rare situations we are using. Forget about the complex. So this is all we are calling fundamentals only. This string, this is what the string is. This is what the string. So these all technically we are calling numbers. For understanding purpose, numbers we are calling. So int is a number, float is a number, true is nothing but 1, false is nothing but 0. That's why numbers only. Complex, after executing these complex values, also numbers only getting numbers. And the second variation is the strings. So this is like 1, we can count. 1 is number, 2 is string. Major data types right now, 2 types there. Numbers and strings under the fundamental. Inside the fundamental, we have a 2 types, numbers, strings. Again, under the numbers, how many are there? Into, float to, true, false, nothing but booleans, complex. So simply integer values, float values, boolean values, complex values. 4 types there. These all things in memory using one variable, only one value only possible to store. So fundamental data types means, so by using single variable name, if we are able to store only one value in a memory allocation, so then that data type we can considering like a fundamental data types. By using a single variable, if we are creating group of values in a memory allocation, that is considered like a collection data types. Come on, first of all, is everybody understanding about the fundamental? Let me know. Yes, Misra. Between the quotations, multiple words there also, everything is like a single value only, single string only. So here, some points I will write about the fundamentals related. Fundamental data types. Fundamental data types represent only single value, only single value, only single values simply. Fundamental data types represent the single values only in the memory allocation. Okay, so they are basic building blocks and including the primitive data types. So primitive data types means numbers to strings we are calling like a primitive data types in every programming language. Okay, so nothing but integers, floatings, characters, Boolean values. These all we are calling primitive values. The primitive values means only one value storing in memory using one variable. Okay, remember, fundamental data types are represent only single values in a memory allocation. In a memory allocation. Okay, so definition wise, the process of storing only single value by using a single variable in a memory allocation is called as fundamental data types, or else the data types which are possible to store at a time only one value in a memory allocation using single variable is called fundamental data types. So in Python, under the fundamental data types, we have two major types. Okay, so we have two main types. We have two main types under the fundamental data types. So we have two main types. So one is numbers. One is numbers and another one is strings. One is a number data type, another one is string data type. Under the numbers, so int is there, and float is there, and here so bool related simply true is there, and false is there, Boolean values we are calling, and next complex values related. This is just syntax number on format only. Okay, just for your understanding related, complex I'm using. Okay, or else a concept name we can use here. Boolean values, complex values, Boolean values, integer values, floating values. Okay, so integers, integer related using int we are representing. So integer data type using int representing, floating related using float representing, Boolean values related so bool data type simply representing like bool. So nothing but here the true false there, data type is bool related. Okay, and here complex related here. So complex data type is there. So here we are writing like a 3 plus 3j, like we are writing syntax. Okay, na? Integers related, floatings related, booleans related, complex values related, like 4 types there. And the strings related, characters, single character related, for example here a and something single character between the single quotation or double quotations, no problem. This all we are calling characters. And next collection of characters or group of characters, single character, group of characters, single character, multiple character. Simply you can consider like single, single character, multiple characters. So multiple characters means, so here Python is a multiple character. Hello, this is multiple characters. Okay, so this all we are calling like a strings only. This all in Python single character, in Java single characters like a char data type is there. Multiple characters related string data type is there. But in Python single character, group of characters, all we are considering like a string only. So strings we are representing by using str we are representing. So here also str only we are representing. Str data type is str. String data type representing with str type. Okay, na? So what is the fundamental, like if anyone asking? So by using or else the process of creating only one value in a memory allocation by using a single variable is called fundamental data type. So what are the data types are possible to store in a memory allocation at a time one value using single variable is called fundamental. So are you able to give the answers? What are the fundamental data types there means? In Python, numbers, strings, like we have 2 types of fundamental data types there. Under the numbers, we have integers, floatings, booleans, complex. Under the strings, we have only string, only one. Okay, single character related, group of character related, all we are considering like a single string only. No. Suvendra Misra, here I said clearly, single character related, group of characters related. In Python, we are calling like a string only. In Java, single character related, char separately there, multiple characters related, strings separately there. But in Python, only single one. Language to language changing. In our Python, what are there? We need to be understanding. So here, if you want, you can check it some testing related. So you can see here a equal to 10. This is a integer type. Type of a you can use, then you will get it integer type. This is you need to be focused. Every type is like one class considering. And the next b equal to 20.50. So type of b is a float type we are getting. And c equal to 2 plus 3j. 2 plus 3j. So this is the type of C is a complex type. We are getting complex type. D equal to something true value I'm writing. Now here type of D is a bool type, and E equal to false, false. So type of E is also bool. Okay, and name equal to Kiran. So group of characters I used. Type of name is str, and again name equal to name 2, so a I'm using. So this is also a string only. Clear? So after assigning one value to a variable, in this variable, what type of value is there? In this variable, what type of value is there? That is, if we want to know type function, we can use the global function. So after executing this line in memory allocation, when memory is creating, and this is the representing here, the a value is storing, and this is the representing by name 2. So in this memory, what type of value is there? If we want to know type function we are using. In this memory, what is the value there? That is, if we want to access as output, then print function can use. Every memory having one address, I said like, so this address value, if you want to know ID function, we can use ID of name 2 like, then we are getting this ID address. Okay, global functions, the 3 functions use properly. Come on, let me know. Everyone is following fundamental data types. Hope everyone is following. Now comes to the collection data types. Comes to the collection data types. So by using this single variable, if we are able to creating multiple values in a memory allocation is considering like a collection data types. The process of creating the several values in a memory allocation using a single variable is called as collection data types. Okay, so the process of creating multiple values, the process of creating multiple values in a memory allocation by using single variable name, is called as collection data types. Is called as collection data type. For example, in Python we have several collection data types. So we have several collection data types. So also called as collection types, also called as composite data types. So simply collection data types name you can remember. Yes, you can use. So Naga, you are getting this doubt. In between the quotations, can we use numbers 1, 2, 3? Yes, you can use. What are the doubt you are getting? That is, you can execute like this, working or not, you will understand. For example, some points if I'm not explaining, you are having doubt, then so using ideally you can clarify your doubts. Okay, string type only. I said strongly between the quotations, anything you can use. That is nothing but string only between the quotations. Yes, we have several collection data types. For example, so one is here. So tuple data type we have. First we will write the tuple data type, and next list data type, and the next set data type, and the next dictionary data type. Dictionary data type. Okay, simply tuple data type and list data type and set data type and dictionary data type. Okay, so these are four types there majorly: tuple, list, set, dictionary. Okay, so now here today these all things separately we are discussing. Don't worry, strings related one complete section we are discussing, one complete date strings only we are discussing. Don't worry, there I will give you a lot of points. So now tuples syntax to be understanding. So tuple data type using the tuple only representing. Remember tuple data type and list data type representing with the list data type representing with the list, and next set data type. So we are representing with the set only. Set data type we are representing set, and next dictionary related representing with dicta. Remember tuple, list, set, dicta. Dicta is nothing but dictionary concept. Dictionary. Okay, and now here tuple using the parenthesis comma separating we are writing generally. Later we will discuss more points. Okay, so tuple data type within the parenthesis comma separating we are writing. List data type within the square bracket comma separating we are using. Okay, and set data type means within the curly brace comma separating we are using, comma separating. And next dictionary data type within the curly brace key column value format, 1 column 10, 2 column 20. For example, employee number is 101. Employee name, so here employee name, so Ramu. Employee name is Ramu. Like key value format. It can be numbers or strings, whatever. Okay. So key column value, comma, key column value, comma, key column value, like a number of key value pairs we can use it. So all of you understanding? These four they are majorly. So here, see, at a time group of values we are maintaining in the memory allocation. So these things we are calling collection data types. For example, see here, I'm using like a tuple T, or else, okay, tuple T equal to tuple of 10 comma 20 comma 30. So at a time, three values are maintaining in the memory allocation. So collection, this is called collection, group of values maintaining. Yes, Aris, you will get it about those things also. So major types I given right now. Whenever discussing about this set, inside this set, pros and set is there. Inside this set, pros and set is there. Okay. So bytes, arrays, like all the things there. Majorly these things you need to have the knowledge. And inside this, when we are discussing, this is the range related, bytes related, all you will get it. Yes. So here numbers numbers we can use, strings we can use. So I'm not discussing right now about these data types. Each point whenever I'm discussing, you will get more clarity here. So within the tuple only, again square bracket related values also we can use. So inside the tuple, a group of different types of values. These all are integers. This is a string. This is a list. Like we can use it. So whenever I'm discussing about this topic, I will let you know clearly. So right now my intention, what are the types there majorly? So we dividing like a two types, fundamental and collection. Under the fundamentals, so numbers and strings there, numbers and strings there. Under the collection, tuples, list, set, dictionaries there. Understanding? So majorly these things. First, put focus on this, and then some more data types there. So concept based, I will explain those where required. Okay, no need to be right here and no need to be discussing about them now. So what is fundamental? What is collection? Under fundamental, what are the data types there? Under the collection, what are the data types there? Are you understanding right now? Later, about each data type separately we are discussing. Collections related, this all separately we are discussing. Separate days, again strings related also separately we are discussing. Slowly you need to be put more concentration. So we will discuss all these things. Okay, now simply numbers, strings, tuples, list, set, dictionaries, like 6 types there. Assumption, 6 major types there. In memory allocation, using one variable, one value we are storing. So that's why we are calling here fundamental. And using one variable in memory allocation, group of values we can store these things called collection data types. Okay, again these all data types. These all data types again based on the object behavior. Based on the object behavior, dividing like a 2 types. So here, based on the how many values we are storing in the memory, we divided like these 2 types, fundamental and collection. After storing into the memory, for example here, string related you are storing. So that is you are representing with yes. This is a string. So here, Ramu, like some characters you saved. This is a string object. Okay. And next here, this is a tuple object assumption. Tuple TUP, I'm using TUP, tuple object. So here you are restoring 10, 20, 30, for example. And one more object called list object you are saving. Okay, list, LST means list like something. Okay, LST. And now here 10, 20, 30 like we saved. Okay, so in memory allocation like this, we saved like this we saved. So after creating values in the memory, this is object, tuple object, this is a list object, okay, and this is a string object. So later, after creating values in the memory object in the memory, okay, in this object, can we add new values later? Can we add new values? Can we update existing values? Can we delete existing values? Okay, so based on this, again dividing like a 2 types. Okay, so all the data types based on the object behavior. Some objects can be editable. Some objects cannot be editable. That is the main point. Some objects after creating in memory allocation, we can edit those objects. It means we can add new values, we can remove existing values, we can update values like this. Some objects cannot be editable. So based on editable, based on not editable, simply based on changeable, not changeable behavior, again dividing these all 2 types. Okay, so here tuple and list comes under collection, but tuple cannot be editable. This is the fixed object. List can be editable. List can be editable. Okay, so both are different behaviors. That's why depending on the behavior, these all dividing like a 2 types. Are you clear? Now, so based in Python, everything we can consider as a object. In Python, everything we can consider as a object. So every object having different behavior. Okay, every object having different behavior. So based on behavior of the object, again we are dividing, or is Python dividing. Okay, so based on the behavior of the object, so again dividing like 2 types. Okay, based on the behavior of the object, again dividing like 2 types. All the objects are dividing like 2 types. So they are the one is immutable objects, and another one is mutable objects. Immutable object types, mutable object types. So it is a more famous question in interview. What is the difference between mutable and immutable? What is the difference between mutable and immutable? Number of times we are going to discussing, and number of times you are going to get in interviews also. But suddenly when they are asking question in interviews, so these immutable related answers people giving for mutable, mutable related answer giving for immutable. They knows mutable and immutable, so many people, but getting confusion. You need to have that clarification. Okay, na? So slowly we need to be accept these all points. So later separately we are discussing. So immutable objects means blind point. So not editable or not changeable, guys. Or not editable objects. Not changeable or not editable objects. So mutable means editable objects. Editable objects. This point, if you are remembering, so that's enough mainly. Immutable objects means not editable objects. Mutable objects means editable objects. Now check a definition. So if we are creating one object with some values, if we are creating one object with some values in a memory allocation, in future, if we are unable to do any additions in that object, so that object comes under immutable object. So in memory allocation, if we are creating one object with some values, so any values you can use, for example, here Python, like these values. In memory allocation, if we are creating one object with some values, in future, if we are unable to editing this object, if we are unable to changing this object values, then that object is considered like a immutable object. Okay. And next, if we are creating one object in a memory allocation with some values, in future we can do additions. Okay, we can do editings. It means we can add, we can remove, we can update. Okay, if we are able to change the object values, then that is comes under mutable objects. Come on, are you clear this one? So once creating object in memory allocation, in future also, if we are able to do changes in that object, it is called mutable object. If not possible, that is called immutable objects. Simple definition. Once creating one object with some values in a memory allocation, once creating one object with some values in a memory allocation, then in future, guys, please keep mute your speaker, mic, stop mic, and cameras. Don't enable your cameras. Once, once creating one object with some values in a memory allocation, then in future, if we are able to, do changes, if we are able to do changes in that same object only, then we can consider as a mutable object. Is this clear? Once creating one object with some values in a memory allocation, then in future, if we are able to do changes in that object, okay, then we can consider that object as a mutable object. Otherwise, it is a immutable object. Otherwise, it is a immutable object. I hope you are understanding this definition. Okay. So now under the immutable, three types coming. Under the immutable, three types are coming. Immutable objects. And under the mutable objects also three types coming. Totally we have 6 here right now majorly. So under the immutable what are coming? What are coming means so all the numbers and all the strings and tuples. So these three objects once creating in memory allocation we can't do changes in the same memory. So here numbers means into float, bool, complex. These four there, and the string means here str related there, and tuple means here tuple related is there. Okay, and remaining three. So what are there? List there, and set there, and dictionary is there. Okay, so list related here. List type is there, and set related set type is there, and dictionary related dict type is there. Okay, these things. So definition is very, very important. What is mutable? What is immutable? What is the difference between mutable and immutable? What are the data types or comes under immutable? What are the data types or comes under mutable? So these all questions you are getting here. Question. Okay. So I said strongly here, once creating in memory with some values, if we are unable to do any changes, that is comes under immutable. These all data types, once creating, we cannot do changes. And once creating in memory allocation with some values, in future also, if we are able to do changes, those things we are calling like mutable objects. Mutable objects. I hope you are understanding. So, and again, when we are discussing these all data types, these all points, number of times we are going to be discussing. Don't worry. Okay. So today I will upload material for this. You need to be read all the things without escaping, without postponing simply. Okay. Next major point, another point, how to read input from the keyboard, okay, or from the command line prompt. How to read input from the keyboard in Python. So that is important to know. So far a equal to 10 like statically used. Later from the user I want to accept input. Okay. So Python is providing input method. Python is providing input function. Input function is providing. By using this input function, we can read the data from the user. Simply by using input function, we can read the data. We can read the data from the user, okay, or else from the keyboard. So by using input function, we can read the data from the user. So by default, this input function reading the data in the form of string. By default, in the form of str type. Str means string type. By default, in the form of str type, this input function, reading the data. Even though we are entering numbers, but it is considering like a string only. Okay, so remember that. These 2 points. Later, by using some typecasting functions, we can convert string type data, str type data into our required format. Whatever the format we want, into that format we can convert by using some typecasting functions. So here, what are the data types there? See here, int, float, bool, complex, str, tuple, list, set, dict. With these same names, okay, with these same names, we have so many typecasting functions. I will let you know. Just wait. This is the int. So float conversion related. Float is there. Bool conversion related. Bool is there. Complex conversion related. Complex is there. String related. Str is there. So tuple related. Tuple is there. And list related. List is there. Set related. Set is there. And dict related. Dict is there. These all are typecasting functions. Data type name related only there with parentheses. These all are some functions only. Default functions, predefined functions along with the software only coming. Okay, so we can use these all things for converting one type of data into another type. Just wait some time, you will understanding. First, using this, I will read the input. So check it here, check it here. So I want read two numbers from the user. So input function we can use input function. Inside this something message we can write enter first number. Enter first number, some space I'm using. Okay, see, whenever I'm pressing enter, immediately this line executing. I said Python is a interpreted based programming language. Every line immediately executing. So immediately asking your number, enter first number. Okay, 10 I entered. Next n2 equal to, so one more line, input function. So here enter second, enter second number, enter second number simply. Okay, so immediately asking second number 20. So now here enter first number, you are entering something number. This number, this input method reading and storing into this n1, storing into this n1. This 20 value also reading by input function and then storing into n2, means assigned to n2. Okay, now n1 having a 10 value, n2 having 10 value, 20 value. So now result equal to, so I want to do addition of these two numbers. Result equal to n1 plus n2. If I'm printing result, what is the output you are expecting? What is the output you are expecting, my dear students? Hmm. 10 plus 20, you are expecting generally 30. Okay, so generally expecting 30, but it is coming like 10, 20, 10, 20. So previously I explained in the last sessions, okay. So if it is two strings, for example, hi plus hello, if it is two strings, plus is acting like a concatenation, means side by side adding. So right now n1 is one string, n2 is also one string, side by side putting. That's why it looks like 1020. Okay, concatenation happening here, but we are expecting arithmetic. 10 plus 20, 30 we are expecting, but it displays like 1020. Why means input function reading the input data in the form of string by default. Even though we are entering a number type, even though we are entering the number type, so input function behavior by default in the form of string reading. So if you want, you can check it, type of n1, so string type is there, type of n2, string type is there. Got it? So now using the typecasting function, we can do the conversions. So now what are the typecasting functions there means? These are all there I said. What is the purpose of the typecasting functions means? One type of data into another type, if we want to be changing, then we can use typecasting. So right now I will use just int. I will use just like int. So here n1 is already string type is there. So quotations format is there, see here. So x equal to int of n1, like I'm using int of n1. This string type data is converting into int. Okay, next y equal to int of what is that, n2. Okay, now type of x, you can see integer type converting now. Next type of y, integer type is there. Now if I'm adding like x plus y, so we are getting what? Arithmetic operation. Number plus number, finally number only returned, 30 result we are getting. Come on, are you understanding about this one? Input function behavior and how to reading the input from the user and how we are doing the conversions. So a lot of conversions if we are doing, we will, you people will understanding. And here whatever I'm doing practice, these all things, number of testings related I added in the material. So just by seeing also you will understand and without executing also. But if you are executing using ideally, more clarifications you will get it. Okay, na? So Vijay Kumar, N1 plus N2, first both are strings. So concatenating 1020 coming, that is you are converting into int. So finally in the result variable, integer format 1020 is there. So somebody is asking your friend, so like this. So right now N1 is a string type there. So what is this result asking? Okay. So now result you can print. See integer format here if you want type of result. So then integer format. But here both are strings side by side concatenating. Finally string type 1020 is coming like this. This one you are doing converting into int, putting into variable. Okay, storing into variable. That type is integer. Is this clear? My dear students, no need to access these notes. These notes no need to access. This is just for your explanation I'm giving. These all points will be available in the material. This is just for your explanation purpose I'm giving. Dividing two types, mutable, immutable, what are mutable, what are immutable, what is mutable behavior, what is immutable behavior, just like I explained. This is every point available in the material. So every day, whatever I'm typing here, these things also, if you are expecting, not possible to share by my side to you. Why getting concatenation means, I said what? Input function by default reading any data in the form of string, that is the input function behavior, string type reading. That's why concatenating 10 plus 20 like a 1020. If we want integer format that number, then casting functions we can use, we can do the conversion. So here you need to accept the input function behavior and you need to use typecasting function. You will get exactly whatever the format you want. Okay, na? Okay. So now here separately I created here separately I created first number, second number. So more simplest logic if you want, right? So directly here n1 equal to, so input of here enter first number, okay. This is a string type reading. So this is here only I can do the conversion. Int type, integer type we can do the conversion. Okay, na? So now here 10 integer type n1 contains integer type 10. So reading in the form of string, converting into int, putting into n1. Okay. So next n2. So second number 20. Now n1 plus n2 is getting, so addition only 30. Okay. So more in single line only if you want, write. So here plus we can write this entire line here only. So for example, you can see here more shortest way in the single line. N1 plus N2 related. Directly you are going to get the solution here. Okay. So enter first number 20, enter second number, first number 10, enter second number 20, then result 30 we are getting. Okay, like you are getting. So check it, these all conversions. Now here one problem is there. Check it here. One problem is there. So you are entering something data that is a string format reading by input function, trying to convert into int, storing into n1. Okay. So if you are giving a integer type value, no problem. Converting into int. Okay. Integer type string format is there. Nothing but internally like this there. So string type like that. This string type integer using int casting, we can convert into int. So no problem here. Now you can check it here. So I'm entering float value here. Floating value I'm entering 20.50. This floating value I'm trying to be converting into int, then getting error. Floating value converting into int. So this is not possible. For example, this is a 2-liter water bottle, contains 2-liter water, and int is like a 1-liter water bottle. So you are trying to store a 2-liter water into 1-liter water bottle. So memory is not sufficient. Okay, simply float memory we cannot convert into int, getting value error. Integer type value we can convert into float, no problem. I mean, so 1-liter water bottle related water we can pour into or we can store into inside the 2-liter water bottle. Okay, na? So in above 30 here, not storing. Just you are reading first number, reading second number, both are you are adding, just printing, you are not saving. If you want to save here, equal to some variable, this entire line you can assign to some variable. Into that variable, this result will be storing. Okay, so today everyone open the ideally do practicing like this, then full clarification you people will get it. So in this situation, a float value center getting problem. That's why here float we are using. Float we are using. Okay, so 10. If I'm using just 10 also, then no problem. Now N1 contains a 10.0 floating type. And if you are using float type directly, then no problem. 20.50 and one contains floating only. Okay. So okay, again in this instead of integer number or float number, if I'm giving something ABC, then again value error coming. Okay, ABC is a string type data convert into float type, again getting problem. So in this situation, user what type of value is going to enter, we don't know. He may enter integer, he may enter float, he may enter string also. Okay, I mean user may enter the string, user may enter float or int like whatever. So whatever the type casting function we are using, only that casting related input giving, then no problem. Otherwise getting error. So how we are overcoming this problem? For this, one special method is there. Okay. So that is eval function, simply logic, eval. So here eval like is there, eval function. Eval means evaluation related short method, eval function. So this is what type of user, what type of value entered by user. For example, integer entered right now. Now you can say type of n1 is integer is there. Next you can check it. So next the float type value entered, float type value. Then type of n1 is float type getting. Okay. And the next string type value entered. Okay, string type. So now here it is considering like a already defined name. ABC is a already defined variable. So with this name not defined, that's why name error is getting. So in this situation, string format you can enter. So ABC string format. Then so type of n1, type of n1 is a string type. N1 contains ABC. Understanding? So eval function if we are using, user if he entered any type of data, only that type converting. Integer entered integer type, float entered float type, string entered string type. Like, so whatever the format entering by user, that type only converting and storing into variable. This is called evaluation function behavior. This is a evaluation function. Sometimes enter first number, enter second number related programs if you are asking. Okay, if you are writing, user may enter any type of values. then suddenly our programs terminating abnormally, like this exception returning. So these all exceptions we need to be stopped properly as a good programming developer. Exceptions we need to be properly handling. How handling, that is all the further sessions we will discuss. So today I will upload these two materials, fundamentals, collections later. So do reading. So what are the variations there I given, collections related given, list to tuple, set to, like these all things. So here theoretically I didn't explain about the list to tuple, these all things. So we have a separate data types of further sessions. So every topic separately we are discussing, and number of methods there in these dictionaries, list to, set to, all the topics we will discuss. Final definition is this one. Fundamental data types represent single values with fixed memory allocation. Okay, we cannot do changes in the fundamental data types. While collection data types represents the collections or group of values, providing more complex data structures, operations for mapping and manipulating the collections of data. Okay, na? Yes. Yes, this is enough for this day. I will stop this one. These two topics are how to reading data also here. How to read the data from keyword. Lot of programs also I given for your practice. And for every program related what is happening, input also I given, theoretical information also I given. Just if you are reading, everything you will understanding. No doubt at all. All I created manually only. Okay. So check it, this all for your practice purpose. So later data types related we will discuss this major concept. Now fundamental related, input reading related we completed. Okay, so later typecasting functions. So tomorrow also some more points I will let you know about the typecasting function. So consider like this is also over right now. So next controlling statements, data types there. So tomorrow I will start the data types. So we have right now today a lot of data types we discussed. So each one we will start separately. We will discuss almost 4 to 5 sessions only data types only we are discussing. 4 to 5 sessions. Okay, na? And then controlling statements. Thank you. Thank you for this day. We will connect tomorrow. Have a nice day.
Recording stopped.